so that you can be in your house and you do the declaration. But you have to go through some steps. First and foremost, you will submit your data, you validate it to be sure that you are actually a government worker, and then we give you access to declare using the system. And we shall launch it very soon. Good. Mr. Speaker, when it comes to corruption, I have a suggestion for this country. I have spoken about the Office of the Special Prosecutor, which is more or less decentralizing the prosecution of corruption, which I really support. But I think that is not enough. My suggestion is that we should commercialize the prosecution of corruption in this country. That is, the law should allow, whether we amend the constitution or whatever we will do, but remember we were able to create the Office of the Special Prosecutor with that amending Article 88. So we should find the same way to allow private individuals to be able to prosecute corruption cases. Therefore, if I am the one to prosecute and you are my friend, so I won't prosecute you, someone can take you on. So nobody is safe. And if people can actually make living fighting corruption, I think the fight against corruption will be lawyers, accountants, etc., who are using their own pocket money to fight corruption. They are fighting for the nation. So if 10 million was stolen, which you would not have been able to retrieve, but by your efforts, you bring it back. If we give you 2 million, what is wrong with that? Because we are going to lose 10 million, and you brought back 10 million. So if you have brought back 10 million, we should be able to give you 2 million. And if Ghanaians know that this is done, I'm sure anytime the audit report comes, they will be scrambling, they will be fighting for it. Because they can pick from the audit report and start going. Because if we leave prosecution of corruption in the hands of few people, some people will always get away with it. But you don't know who is your enemy. So if we commercialize it, whereby individuals can take up the issue and go to court and collect the money and get their share, I'm sure people will do that. I also would like to submit that it is necessary in the public service we respect the laws of Ghana. Some corporate governance experts, like I alluded to earlier on, think there is one size which fits all. And some people also come into public service, especially government appointees, and they don't take time to read the laws. And when you are going to procurement side. But that is one thing which, please permit me, I respect His Excellency President Kufuor. When the Public Financial Management Act and the Procurement Act was passed, I remember, Chief, you were the Accountant General at that time. He was my then my boss. The President requested that the whole cabinet go into a retreat. Snacks is going to go. After snacks, he came and sat down. You see, this man has a lot of stamina. Okay, let's see after break, Baomis, you go, lunchtime. He finished his lunch and came back. Hence, no minister could move. For once, we got the ministers there the whole day because their boss was there. And actually, some of them were pitching us. Why did you invite the president? But I think it was a good thing. And I think we should learn first, because the rules and the principles we use in managing our companies is very different from what pertains in the public sector. Some of those things, if we don't do that, we shall always be going contrary to the law. And when the Auditor General says this is wrong, people will not like to take it. I also want to submit that let us start rewarding hard-working public servants so that others will also feel motivated to work hard, and let's desist from tarnishing people's reputation, especially because we have the benefit of radio or pen or newspaper. I cannot agree more with Professor Lumumba when he said, the tragedy of Africa is that Africans are in the business of canonizing thieves. Thieves are canonized in Africa, and Ghana is no exception, and demonizing its saints. Sometimes, he said, those times are many, wisdom demands that we remain silent. If you are wise, at times you just have to be silent. But, as for me, for the love of my country and God, I will not be silent. I will say it as it is. But someone has even promised that he's going to strip me naked. I don't know whether a daily guide has finished stripping me naked. Am I naked yet? Tell daily guide that I'm still having my clothes on. They should tell me the time frame by which they will finish, and I'll also start with them. So it is not just good because you have the advantage of media. You start going to town on people or on unfounded allegations. It's not just right. We must be factual and not to tarnish people's reputation just because I have the power of media. I must say that the Archbishop called Fulton Shine has this to say, and I'm very happy with the quote. I would like to quote him. He says, the refusal to take sides on great moral issue is itself a decision. If you refuse and the wrong is going on, you have taken a decision. He says it is a silent acquiescence to evil. We are accepting evil quietly in our society. And he said the tragedy of our time is that those who still believe in honesty lack fire and conviction. Is that not true? And he said, while those who believe in dishonesty are full of passionate conviction, the evildoer is having a loud mouth than the good people. But I think the good people in Ghana, we far outnumber the evil ones. The problem is we are quiet, we won't talk. At times they are professionals. And I can see some in this room, very professional people. And our banks are failing because of we professionals. Meanwhile, we won't talk. One prepared the account through window dressing approach. The other one comes and says it's true and fair. Meanwhile, there is nothing there. True and fair financial statement. 6 months, it collapses. And we are not holding them accountable. They still hold their heads high and call themselves professionals. Professionals with no dignity, with no honesty, with no integrity. We cannot we cannot continue tolerating such professionals. Mr. Chairman, I must